Prabhupada.
Yo Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotra Shrimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Bhruva Maharaj Ki Jai Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Ashtotra Shrimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Swami Maharaj Ki
Jai.
Ananda Gaudi Vaishnavindi Ki
Jai.
Namacharya Das Thakur Ki
Jai.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindaki
Jai.
Thy Gop Premanande.
Jai Bo.
All glories assemble devotees, all glories assemble devotees, all glories assemble devotees. Ooh, Gaura. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Naranam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtigi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namah Nama Pangajanabhaya Nama Pangajamarine Nama Pangajanetraya Namaste Pangajangre Mukam Karodi Vachalam Pangam Langayade Girim Yatkravatamaham Mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram Paramananda Madhavam. Hare Krishna. Welcome back to Bhagavad Gita as it is study class. Today we'll be reading from chapter 16, the divine and demonic natures, and today's verses 1 to 3. So we shall read the verses first. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vivastidhi Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastava Arjavam Ahimsa Satyamakrodas Tyaga Shanti Apaishunam Daya Bhudeshu Aloluptam Mardavam Veerachapalam Tejachama Shaucham Adroho Nadimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijadasya Bharata Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi Jnana Yoga Vyavastidhi Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyaya Stava Arjavam Ahimsa Satyamakrodhas Tyaga Shanti Apaishunam Daya Bhudeshu Aloluptvam Mardavam Veerachapalam Tejachama Dridi Shaucham Adroho Nadimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijadasya Bharata Shri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhi Jnana Yoga Vivastidhi Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastava Arjavam Ahimsa Satyamakrodas Tyaga Shantiraveshunam Daya Bhudeshwaloluptam Mardavam Veerachapalam Tejachama Shaucham Adroho Natimanida Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijadasya Bharata. Hare Krishna. Katyani Malji. Katyani Malji, mute. You have to unmute yourself. You are mute. Okay. Snigdha Maji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastidhi Dhanam Damascha Yajnascha Sadhvaya Svabhajavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodhas Tyaga Shantirapaisunam दया भूतेश्वरो दुःखं मार्दवं ह्रीरचापलं तेज क्षमा धृतिः शौचमद्रोह नादिमानिदा भवन्ति सम्पदं देवी अभिजातस्य भारत। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण माँ जी, हरि बोल। स्निग्धा माँ जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्री भगवानुवाच अभयं सत्त्व संस्तुति ज्ञानयोग व्यवस्थितिः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाधायस्तप आर्यवम् अहिंसं सत्यमक्रोधं त्याग शान्तिरपि शुनम् दया भूतेष्वलुलुप् आर्दवं हिर्यचापलं तेजः क्षमा धृति शौचम् अद्रोहं नातिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पदं देवीं बीजातस्य भारत। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे कृष्ण। यस, रेखा माँ जी।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। श्री भगवानुवाच अभयं सत्त्वं संशुद्ध संशुद्ध संशुद्धिर्ज्ञानयुक्त व्यवस्थितिः दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वादयास्तपार्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यमक्रोधस्त्यागः शान्तिरपैशुनम् दया भूतेष्व अलोलुप्तं मार्दवं अचापलं तेजः हरिरच रीर्हचापलं तेजः क्षमा धृतिः शौचम् अद्रोहा अतिमानिता भवन्ति सम्पादं दैवम् अभिजातस्य भारत। हरे कृष्ण।
स्निग्धा माँ जी and Rika. Snigdha माँ जी। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। I can read the meaning.
Yes.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Abhyayam, fearlessness, Sattvam Samsiddhi, purification of one's existence, Jnana, knowledge, Yoga, of linking up, Vyavasthiti, the situation, Danam, charity, Damaha, Cha, and controlling the mind, Yagnaha, Cha, and performance of sacrifice, Swadhyaya, study of Vedic literature, Tapaha, austerity, Aryavam, simplicity, Ahimsa, non-violence, Satyam, truthfulness, Akrodhaha, freedom from anger, Tyagaha, renunciation, Santih, tranquility, Apeshunam, aversion of to fault finding, Daya, mercy, Bhuteshu, towards all living entities, Alaluptam, freedom from greed, Madhabam, gentleness, Ahri, modesty, Achapalam, determination, Tejaha, vigor, Kshama, forgiveness, Dhriti, fortitude, Saucham, cleanliness, Adroha, freedom from envy, no, not, Atimanita, expectation of honor, Bhavanti, become, Sampadam, qualities, Devim, transcendental, Avijatasya, one who born of Bharata, O son of Bharat. Meaning, the blessed Lord said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity and simplicity, non violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion and freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, and steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, freedom from envy, and the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belongs to godly man endowed with divine nature. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakata Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandiyam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udavadagamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadodam Parijanasaidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishagan Vidamstam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gopesha Gopiga Kanda Radha Kanda Namaste Tapta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhan Sude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadruvescha Kriva Sindhu Evacha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyati Deshatari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Shri Bhagavan Vacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastidhi Dhanam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyaya Stabarjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodam Akrodastyaga Shandirveshunam Daya Bhudeshaloluptam Madhavam Veerachapalam Tejakshamadri Shaucham Adroho Nadimanida Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijadasya Bharata. The Blessed Lord said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of the Vedas, austerity and simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault finding, compassion and freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty and steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, freedom from envy, and a passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharata, belong to godly men endowed with divine nature. Hare Krishna. So, we are on to 16th chapter. And here, Krishna explains the nature of Thank you, Maraji. Yes, we are all fasting, observing the Ekadashi. So, here Krishna is explaining the qualities of Suras and Asuras, the divine and demonic natures. This is, of course, a continuation from the 15th chapter, the Jnana portion of Bhagavad Gita. The 15th chapter, Krishna had very nicely described the material world and the material existence by giving a simile of a banyan tree. The parts of banyan tree represent different aspects of the material world and material life. So, starting from roots, branches, twigs, shoots, leaves, etc., and fruits also, although it's not mentioned directly. The material world is very nicely explained. How many roots are there described in the 15th chapter of the banyan tree? How many kinds of roots? How many kinds of roots? I think Rekha Mataji has not attended the classes. Snigdha Mataji, I don't know.
Yes, Prabhu.
Which is the primary root?
One primary root and many secondary roots, I think, Prabhuji.
Yes, one primary root and many secondary roots. So which is the primary root? The primary root is Brahma and Satyaloka. Now, the banyan tree is described two ways. One aspect stands for the material world, planets, 14 planets, and the second one, the residents of these planets. So, starting from the primary root, which is represented by Satyaloka, and the resident of Satyaloka is Brahma and his associates. Then we go down to branches. The branches are downwards, growing downwards. Which are the branches? What do the branches represent? Branches are the different worlds, the different planets down from Satyaloka. The 14 planets, and the branches are going down from Satyaloka. It's going down up to Padala, and the residents of these planets like Devas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, Kimnaras, Kimpurushas, Apsaras, Dhanavas, Asuras, human beings, Rakshasas, reptiles, etc., etc., etc. So that is the branches. And then you see these branches are going up and down also, depending on your karma. Either you are promoted to higher planets or you are going down to lower planets. That is why this says both the branches are going up and down also. It is not only going down, it's going up and down also. And then you have the twigs. Twigs represent
Vedic hymns?
no, that is the
Leaves.
leaves. Leaves are Vedic hymns. Yes, that is there in the first verse. Leaves are there. Leaves are the Vedic hymns. Vedic hymns are what? For obtaining some results, Kama karma, fruitive activities, hymns which promote the fruitive activities, which the karmis also like. So they are attached to this material world because they are seeking pleasures from this material world in the name of position, power, good sons, and then promotion to higher planets, etc., etc. And for that, there are yajnas that is mentioned in the Vedas in the Karmakanda section. So these leaves represent these Vedic hymns, which is Kama karma. So that is what extending our stay in this material world, prolonging our entanglement. So that is the leaves. And then the branches we have mentioned, and then the twigs are the senses. Twigs are the senses, and the shoots, that is attached to shoots, attached to twigs, senses are the sense objects. And the secondary roots are what? The impressions or the vasanas, the residual effect of the karma. The residual effect of karma. Karma is there, reaction is there, then there is a residual of reaction is there, which is called the vasana or the impressions or imprints, which is contained in the subtle body and which promotes further action. That is required for this life. We have to do some action. This is based on our vasanas, which we are acquired from these previous lives. So these are the second rules. But so this Visuvirudhamulam, tying the poor living soul very tightly to this material world. And the fruits represent the four Purusharthas. which is the central point in the Varnashrama system. Dharmartha Kama Moksha. Now, these fruits are further explained in the 16th chapter. The fruits which are basically connected to the Purushartha and the Varnashrama system. The Devi, there are two fruits are there. One fruit leads to liberation and another fruit leads to further bondage. This is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto. It is mentioned that in the tree there are two kinds of fruits. One fruit is eaten by people are very, who are very interested in sense gratification. Another fruit is eaten by swan-like sages. So those who are very interested in enjoying with their senses.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Canto 11 and chapter, and do you know the chapter?
Just 1 second, Mataji, I can give you the reference. This is mentioned by Baldev Vidyabhushan in the 13th chapter, verse 2nd. He is mentioned this.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I'll give it. 11th canto, verse, chapter 12 and verse 23.
12.23.
Adandi chegam phalam asya na gramechara egam aranyavasa hamsa ya egam bahuruba ije mayamayam vedasa vedam. This tree is actually Maya, and it is a product of the external energy of Krishna, and it has got two kinds of fruits. One is eaten by people who are dedicated to material enjoyment and family life, and other is eaten by swan-like people in the renounced life. So these fruits mentioned in this here, the two have those who are dedicated to Varnashrama system and doing the prescribed duties, cleansing themselves, they are gradually promoted to the God's kingdom. So that is a Devi Sampat. Another one is demonic nature, who is interested only in the enjoyment with senses. They are eating one other food, which is further creating bondage. So Krishna is explaining.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, sorry to interrupt. I have one more doubt.
You can always.
It is Chandansi Jasya Pannani, entangle the leaves.
Chandansi means the verses in hymns, the hymns in Vedas. Parnani means leaves.
Leaves. Means
Leaves.
what does it represent? Means
So
means entangle.
Pardon?
Entangle. The leaves are entangled.
No, the leaves represents the hymns.
Yes, Prabhuji.
No, the leaves of a tree gives attraction to trees. Very green leaves are there. The tree looks very attractive.
Yes.
Now the tree here is a material life.
Yes, the Karma Kanda.
Yeah, Karma Kanda are the hymns. And this Karma Kanda gives attraction to people who are prone to enjoyment. So they will refer to this Karma Kanda section of Vedas, and they will find out the yajnas which are suitable for their, which gives you the type of enjoyment one looks for. And they are enjoying this, the Kami Karma. So these leaves represent the hymns which promote this material enjoyment, which creates further entanglement. Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji. Means it creates entanglement to the karmas and its reactions.
Yes.
So again you will take birth again.
Yes. That is why Chine Punne Vishari Mritya Logam. In 9th chapter, you have seen that, no?
Yes.
Chapter, going up to heavenly planets, and after exhausting the punyas, they'll come down again and again start the same thing again. The same cycle repeats again and again.
Yes.
Till one is exhausted with this.
That is the meaning. Yes, that is the meaning of Chandansi, entangle. Yes.
Chandansi. Chandansi is attractive, which entangles you.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Right. I mean, Chandansi actually is Vedas only, but those here, those part of Vedas which entangle you, which is the Karma Kanda section. In Vedas, you have the Jnana Kanda and Upasana Kanda also. So here, this Chandansi is that portion of Vedas which entangles you. But then the idea of Ayurveda is to slowly promote you from this, and then you will, after doing this several times, you get exhausted. Then you look for something more steady pressure. Then you turn to the spiritualism, I mean the jiva. In second chapter, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, starting from Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, those.
Ekeha Kuru Nandana. Yes.
Yes. Then you have this Yamimam Pushpidam Vajam.
Yes, yes.
So that
Yes.
is the Karma Kanda section.
Yes.
So Karmakan, like the Vedas, are very affectionate and very merciful. The people are there in Tamogun, Rajogun, and Sattvagun. So to accommodate these people in Tamogun, Rajogun, Vedas give them a chance to enjoy with the senses and slowly will turn to the jiva. I mean, to spirit, that we are not these bodies. This enjoyment spirit is there because you are identifying with yourself with the body. And then when you start identifying that you are not his body, then you turn to spiritualism. But that's a long indirect, drawn out process. So bhakti is the direct process.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this the food which is giving to liberation is the prescribed duties enjoined with the different varnas and ashramas. So in these verses, 3 verses, Krishna is describing 26 qualities, starting from the sannyasis, the grihastha, the brahmachari, the vanaprastha, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, and shudra. So the first 3, you can see abhayam, sattva samshuddhir, and yoga jnana yoga avastidhi. These pertain to sannyasi. Abhayam. Abhayam means fearlessness. A sannyasi is now concerned about his present welfare, nor the future welfare. Now you are very afraid of your present welfare and attached persons. Those who are very attached to wealth, money, and etc., they fear impoverishment. Will I be poor in my future? Now I am enjoying this. Will I be able to continue this state? Or tomorrow, will I be impoverished? Will I become pauper or become poor? That's fear, is it? Attachment always creates fear. Bhayam dvidiya abhiniveshasya, Bhagavatam says. Now, if you are very attached to respectful positions in the society, then you are afraid of infamy. Will something happen tomorrow? People start, insulting me or, disrespecting me. That kind of fear will be there. Or if you are very interested in health, always trying to maintain yourself. Many persons are like that. They'll try to take a type of food which always gives you longevity, health, and all that. People are very health conscious nowadays. Natural body, or that body, this body, so many things are there. And they're very health conscious. And they are afraid of being sick in the future. So like that, different types of attachment always creates different types of fears. But for sannyasi, these fears do not exist because he is firmly attached to Krishna only. Now, this is his attachment. He is attached to Krishna only. So he doesn't have any fear about his present status, nor what will happen to him in future. Nor is he afraid of going anywhere. In sannyasi, he is supposed to preach. He is to preach different places. Exhaustively he has to preach. So he has to visit so many places. So he doesn't fear, even if he is walking alone in the forest or in mountain ranges or any places, any persons with many hostile people are there. But the sannyasi is not afraid. So that is the quality of the sannyasi. First quality of sannyasi, abhayam. Of course, all these 26 qualities are common to everyone, but certain qualities are particular to the particular varna and ashrama. All the 26 qualities are common. Everyone should possess this. But then some qualities are particular to some varnas and ashramas, like abhayam for sannyasi, then sattva samshuddhir. And everybody should be very conscious of consciousness, your consciousness. You have to protect your consciousness. Your consciousness, you have to protect like the pupil of your eye. People are always very fond of the people, P-U-P-I-L, the eye, the people and eye. You have to protect your people. Like that, the way you protect, you have to safeguard your consciousness. Insulate it from contamination and pollution. It is always already polluted and contaminated, but you have to clean it and protect from further contamination and pollution. You have to be very, very vigilant. Because consciousness is your property, is your only property. And if you are having very polluted or contaminated consciousness, then your spiritual life will be ravaged like anything. It will be destroyed ultimately. So sannyasis especially have so many rules and regulations, especially pertaining to dealings with women. Dealings with women should be very careful. Everyone, of course, even grahasthas, vanashram, everybody, brahmacharya, everybody should be very careful in dealing with the opposite sex. And sannyasis especially so. Because one small fall down will create havoc in his spiritual life. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, sannyasi swarpa dhara dhaga sarva loka gaya. A small stain in sannyasi and the whole world will sing about this. Now you have seen papers, so many people are having illicit relationship with so many things. But suppose a sannyasi is caught having a illicit relationship with a woman, then that becomes a big splash. So he has to very safeguard himself. Srila Prabhupada, and he gives an example, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so strict a sannyasi that he never dealt with the women or the politicians. Chanakya Pandita, he says, Vishwasam na karve strishu raja purusheshu. Do not trust the politicians and the women, Chanakya Pandit says. So sannyasis have to be very careful. Srila Prabhupada, always excellent sannyasi, he also upheld this principle. He was very careful that he is never alone with some ladies. Srimad Bhagavatam says, Matra Sosura Dhutra Cha Na Aviptasana Bhavet Balavan Indriya Grama Vidwam Sabhi Karshadi. Never sit alone in a solitary place, even if it is mother, sister, or daughter. Because the Indriyas, the senses are so strong that it can agitate even a very spiritually advanced person also. So once Srila Prabhupada was talking to his secretary, then he asked his secretary to give me a glass of water. Just when the secretary was leaving the room, and Srila Prabhupada's sister, Pachima, she entered the room, and then Srila Prabhupada told secretary, stay here, don't go. And then Srila Prabhupada had half an hour conversation with his sister. very popular with these con people. She's very jovial type and very affectionate and attached to Srila Prabhupada. After a while, the secretary was thinking, why Srila Prabhupada stopped me? And he was a bit agitated, and Srila Prabhupada could see that. Then he said that, then he quoted this verse. So we have to be very careful. So that is why, because of your consciousness, you have to always protect your consciousness. So anytime, the example of a women only, but there are so many things which can pollute you, call it pollution. Any type of sense enjoyment is a pollution of your contamination by mind, words, or deeds. Words and deeds, you may be able to control, gross type of control, but mind, in the mind, is very difficult. That's why Krishna says mithyachara. He talks about the 3rd chapter, the 6th verse. Krishna is talking about the mithyachara. Karmendriyani samyamya ye aste manasa smaran indriyartha vimudhatma mithyachara sa uchyade. He may be controlling the senses out, external sense of action. But then internally, he is always thinking about the sense gratification, especially sense gratification with the opposite sex. Such a person is called mithyachara. And of course, Srimad Bhagavatam says in the 1st canto, in relation with the Parishad Maharaj, that in all the yugas, even the sins committed in the mind is also will result in bad karma. But in Kali Yuga, when allowance is given that when you do sinful activities in your mind, the result is not there. But when you think about doing some good things, the result is given. But the problem is, when you are continuously thinking about sinful activities, ultimately you end up doing this. So that is why we have to be very careful in our dealings. That is Sattva Samshuddhir. And then you have Jnana Yoga Vyavastirihi. I mean, always engage in the cultivation of knowledge. Engaged in cultivation of knowledge and distributing knowledge, and always acting on the strength of that knowledge. Jnana Yoga Vyavasthiti. Vyavasthiti means you have to be situated in the knowledge also. It's not merely that you acquire some knowledge, theoretical knowledge, jnana, and don't act upon it or not practice that. It's no good just understanding Bhagavad Gita theoretically and not practicing. Practicing is most important. In the 15th chapter, it is given Dridena Chitwa, isn't it? Talking about the Nadumo Sehatado Velabire Nando Nachadi Nasampadishta Ashodamenam Subiridomolam Asangashastena Dridena Chitwa. So you have to practice non-detachment. How detachment is possible? Only by attachment to Krishna and his devotees. So you have to do some satsanga. You have to read scriptures, and according to scriptures, you have to practice. And Srila Prabhupada so very nicely has arranged the daily routine life of devotees. 24 hours duty has given to us. And if you stick to that, then you are well situated in the Jnana Yoga. And then after these 3 things, then next 3 is Dhanam, Dhamma, and Yajna pertaining more to Grihasthas. Because Dana means charity, and charity can be given by only people who are acquiring wealth. And Grihasthashrama, Dhana Sambhadanam is always there. And only Grihasthas are in a position to acquire wealth, not other varnas. Brahmachari and Vanaprastha and Sannyasi, they are not engaged in any kind of activities. So charity, when you're doing charity, the foremost point is that you have to do that charity which will give you, uplift you spiritually. There is no point in giving so many charity without, in Rajogun, Tamogun, without having any concern about the consequences. In 17th chapter, it's very clearly given what is charity in the mode of Sattva-guna. in Rajoguna and Tamoguna. So Dhanam is I'm not going further details. Dama means control of senses. Yes, control of senses. Some allowance is given to Grihasthashramis to engage in sense gratification. For that, you have the system of Vivaha. The marriage system is a regulated kama. Krishna says, Dharma aviridha bodeshu kamosmi bharadashama. So, some allowance is given to the Grihasthashramis so that they can engage in this sense gratification as per Vedic injunctions, always strictly following the Vedic injunctions, because the ultimate object of engaging in sex life is to produce Krishna conscious children only, and not for your sense gratification, for your satisfying your lust. So yajna means yes, we know that is possible only for Grihasthashram, because conducting yajna means incurring a lot of expense. And so so many yajnas are described in the 4th chapter for all types of persons, starting from brahmacharis to sannyasis, then all the ashramas is there. But particularly to yajna, especially when it is connecting Karmakanda session, it is pertaining to Grihasthashram only. But Srila Prabhupada says nowadays this is very difficult. So the best Sankirtana yajna is a Sankirtana yajna propounded by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Swadhyayas pertaining to Brahmacharis. Brahmacharis are supposed to read widely from Vedas and acquire knowledge. So Swadhyaya means going through scriptures, especially authorized scriptures only. And then Taba is austerities pertaining to all classes, but more to the Vanaprasthas. Vanaprasthas, the Taba is more strict, more rigorous, because you have been enjoying with your senses while you are in Grihasthashrama. Now you have to eradicate these blemishes, the impressions of this sense gratification by undertaking so many rigorous austerities. So Taba is more pertaining to Vanaprasthas. Then there is totally 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 is 8. And the next 12 is pertaining more to the Brahmanas. Arjavam. Arjavam means honesty or candor. It means candid. You have to be very frank, honest. No deceit.
Hare
Yes.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Tapaha is mostly goes to Vanaprastha. So for some example of how to do tapas.
Yes, in the 7th canto, if you go, the Varnashrama is mentioned there. In Tabasa undertaken by Vanaprastha, they have to wear only the tree skins only for your dress, and they should not shave, and they should eat only once a day, and so many things, austerities are there.
Yes, Prabhuji. In Bhagavatam, it says that your hand you can use to drink water. What is the use of the utensils, like that?
Utensils and plates and spoons. That is the 2nd canto beginning.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Well, Shukla Goswami is telling Parishad Maharaj.
Yes. So many things he is saying.
Yes. If there is a case, what is the use of a house?
Yes, Prabhuji.
If there is tree skin is there, tree is there, what is the use of clothes?
Clothes. Yeah.
Like that.
Yes.
Good point. Then Arjavam, yes, we are mentioning Arjavam, honesty, deceit, free from deceit and hypocrisy. That is Arjavam. Ahimsa, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada purpose detail very much. And is without hurting other lives, other lives, other animals, or other beings, be it humans or animals, especially innocent animals like cows, because there is a very strong reaction if you engage in this ahimsa. Why? Because every living being is given a specific period of time to stay in one body. So if you're killing that body, and then you have to come back again and assume the same type of body. So that is very cruelty, because the pangs of birth and death is very nicely described in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's very, very painful. The birth is painful and death is also painful. So if you have to repeat it, unnecessarily get repeated, then you are being very cruel. And your progress, the gradual progress to spiritual life is also stopped, hindered. So when you are not doing that, that is ahimsa. Then satyam, truthfulness. You have to be always truthful, especially when you are dealing with a very confidential part of Shastras. You have to explain it very nicely. Sometimes some people, although they acquire that confidential part, they may be hesitant to share or distribute that knowledge. But here it is said that you have to distribute it. You are only truthful when you are sharing the most confidential aspects of the truth of the Shastras. Then akrodas. Akroda means freedom from anger. Suppose somebody hits you, insults you, beats you, then naturally sometimes you'll be agitated. And if you're able to curb that agitation, that is freedom from anger. Now Kshama will come next. That is different. Shankaracharya gives very nice different differentiation between this akroda and Kshama. So akroda is that we know that akroda means freedom from anger, means when somebody gives you some behaves in such a manner that you hurt, you're able to control that. That is akroda. Then tyaga, renunciation. Renunciation results. Shanti, peaceful. Who can be peaceful? One is in total control of both senses and mind. Dama, Shama. If you are both able to do that, then you are peaceful. If you are not able to do that, where is the question of you being peaceful? Second chapter, verse 67 or 68 mentions that. 66. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya na cha ayuktasya bhavana na cha ba bhavanda shanti ashandasya kudasugam. Person who does not engage his mind on me, there is no fixed intelligence and no contemplation of Atma. Without contemplation of Atma, he has no distraction of thirst for enjoyment. He has no distraction of thirst for enjoyment. The thirst for enjoyment is there always. You cannot destroy that if you are not contemplating on your Atma. So without that distraction, how there can be bliss? So peace is there when you are able to control both your senses and mind by fixing your mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. That is peace. Apeshunam. Apeshunam means everyone has a tendency to find fault with others. In Bengali, it's called kutinati. Finding fault with others and trying to correct others. That gives you a lot of pleasure. Daksha was an expert in finding fault. And Shiva always used to find that good qualities in others. That is pointed out by Sati Devi Bhagavatam. Is that if a person has got 99 good qualities and one bad quality, Daksha will always focus on that bad quality. While a person, if he has got 99 faults and one good quality, Shiva will concentrate on that good quality only. So that is the difference between a person who is always engaged in fault finding and one who is always looking at the good qualities. So apeshunam, daya. Daya means mercy. Yes, that we discussed. Daya bhudeshu. You should always be compassionate. Not only human beings, everyone. In the 12th chapter it is given. 12th chapter verses 12 and 13 and 14. Adveshta sarvabhudana maitraha karuna evacha. Aloluptam. Lupta means greed. So freedom from greed. We know that greed is it is a product of Rajogun only. So if you are able to free yourself from greed, now that will be given in the last towards end of this chapter. Krishna will mention that the three gateways to hell. That is given in verse I think 21 or 22. 21 I think. Trividam naragasiyedam dwaram nashnavatna kama krodha tada lobha. Kama krodha lobha. Lust, anger, and greed. So, alolupta means freedom from greed. Mardha means softness, soft heartedness. Only person with soft heart, compassionate heart will be able to take up at the Bhakti Yoga especially. Then Hri means shyness, or what we can say, a sense which prohibits you from doing things which are prohibited in Shastras. You're hesitant, reluctant, and shy in doing this. That is called Hri. Because that means you have to always stick to Shastras only. That will be given towards the end of this chapter also. Yashastri Ulsijya Vartade Kamakarada. So, if you are doing anything against the instructions of Vedas, and if you are hesitant, that is Hri. And then Achapalam. Achapalam means Chapalada means always getting deviated, doing one thing after another.
Steadiness.
Yeah, because you are agitated. That is a Chapala. Chapala mind is always fickle. And when the mind is fickle, you will always move from one thing to another. One for sense enjoyment, other for quelling your agitation. You are always afraid. Then Teja, awesome. So now these 12 qualities are pertaining to Brahmanas. Then Teja, Kshama, and Dhrudi. Next three qualities is pertaining to Kshatriyas only. Teja means power, that you know that term. And then you have the Kshama. Kshama is what we have mentioned the Akrodha. When a person is insulted or beaten, when agitation is able to quell the agitation, that is Akrodha. Now the absence of agitation is Kshama. Even if you are insulted and beaten, you are not agitated. That is Kshama. That is tolerance, real tolerance. So Shankaracharya makes this differentiation. He says that Akrodha means when you are able to quell the agitation or control the agitation when it arises, when somebody beats you or insults you, that is Akrodha, even controlling the anger. And Kshama means the absence of agitation. Even if you are beaten or insulted, there is no agitation. So it is a bit higher. Are you getting this differentiation?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Then Dhridi, determination. These three are belonging to Kshatriyas. Then Shaucham, Adroha, the two qualities to Vaishyas. Shaucha, cleanliness, you know the internal and external cleanliness. External cleanliness by water, soap, and mud. Internal cleanliness by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. You have seen that 8 and 13 verses of 13th chapter. The jnanas. The Shaucham is mentioned there also. Then Adroha. Adroha means freedom from envy or a tendency to hurt others. And then the last one is Natimanida. Natimanida is not seeking honor or trying to show yourself that you are respectable. That is belong to the Shudras, because Shudras always serve the other three classes. You have to give respect and you cannot expect respect back. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions very nicely, manina, manina, amanina. Verse 3 of this, our Shikshashtam. Which is that verse? The verse 3 of Shikshashtam.
Amanina manadena kittanya sadahari.
Starting is that, which is starting? Trinadavi sunichena.
Tolropi sahishnunam. Amanina manadena kittanya.
Amanina. Don't expect respect from others, but give respect. So, Shudra is well placed in that, very nicely placed. He should not expect respect, but he should respect others. So these are the 26 qualities pertaining to all the varnas and the ashramas. And if you are executing these gunas, remaining in the same position, whether irrespective of your sannyasi, grihastha, vanaprastha, brahmachari, brahmana, kshatriya, vaishya, shudra, respectively wherever you are placed, if you are strictly sticking to these qualities which are pertaining to your varna and ashrama, then that is Devi Sampat Abhijadasya, and that will promote you to Krishna's Golokunda. Thank you very much. So, any more clarification? All right, thank you. So, Rekha Mataji, you can recite.
Okay, Pariksha. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad-lad-daine Hiranyakashipo-dakshaha Chilatanka-nakalai To Nasimha Parato Nasimho Yato Yato Yamitato Nasimha Bahi Nasimho Hridaye Nasimha Narasimham Adim Sharanam Prapade Tavakara Kamalavare Nakam Albuda Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadishu Hare Jaya Jagadishu Hare Jaya Jagadishu Hare Jaya Nasimhadev Jaya Nasimhadev Jaya Nasimhadev Jaya Nasimhadev Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari 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 Bol Ugram Veera Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanabhadra Mrityum Namamam Ugram Veera Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanabhadra Mrityum Namamam Ugram Veera Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvatomukam Narasimham Bhishanabhadra Mrityum Namamam.
The Bhakti Vinashagari Shri Narasimha Dev Bhagwan ki
Jai.
Krishna Bhakti Shesh Pada Maharaj ki
Jai.
Gop Premanandi.
Hari Hari Bol.
Macha Tilpadru Vesta
Panchatattva Sipasundevyacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Ananta Vishnu Mundi ki Jai.
Jai Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Nantukuti Vaishnava